Hey YouTube, it's Pace2K here, and today for my first video here on YouTube, I thought I'd go ahead and do a Pacers offseason breakdown for everybody here on YouTube. I pretty much keep up with all the Woj and Shams, Mark Stein, all those people's tweets about signings and trades about the league. I'm just a huge NBA fan, so if you're an NBA fan just in general, then make sure you subscribe. But if you're a Pacers fan, then make sure you subscribe because I'm a Pacers fan first, so there will be a lot of content about that team on here. But yeah, I'm gonna be covering everything either way, so yeah, let's get straight to it. The first thing that we actually did in free agency was we ended up getting TJ Warren and the 32nd pick in the NBA draft from the Phoenix Suns. This was about an hour before the draft actually started, and I heard it from Woj. At first I was really confused because I thought we gave up someone to get it, so at first I just thought we took an L. But obviously we only gave up cash consideration, so we definitely took a massive W. And in my opinion, I don't really know what the Phoenix Suns were thinking. They did free up a little bit of cap to sign Ricky Rubio, but I don't know if that's worth it. They even attached a pick to him. Like, that's a lot of value. And in my opinion, TJ Warren is on a good contract. The few things that you can say about him is he's not, a guy that can really stay all that healthy, at least, this far into his career, and he's not very good defensively, but I'm sure we can fix that here in Indiana. And that's pretty much it. He's an offensive beast. He just started to get good from three last year. He's pretty much improved every year in his career so far, so that's pretty much it. I think he's a huge W for us as the first move that we actually made in the offseason. Right after that, we ended up drafting Goga Bitadze with the 18th pick, and it's pretty clear that we ended up doing that with the motto of talent over fit, because at the time we didn't really know if we were going to re-sign Thaddeus Young. We already had Domas on the team, so it would literally be a lineup of Miles Turner, Sabonis, and then Goga Bitadze as the three centers. It didn't really make sense at the time, but I definitely like that our GM ended up giving some clarity, saying that Goga was going to end up being the backup to Miles, and Domas was going to move to the power forward position. So I definitely like the clarity right there, and we'll see how Sabonis and Miles can work out. But yeah, that's pretty much it with Goga. I have heard that scouts had him going way earlier, so I'm pretty sure we got a steal in the draft. And a lot of scouts say that he's a very good shooter. He's a very good rim protector, at least in the league he played. He played with grown men. Like, that's very impressive for like a 18 to 19-year-old. As of right now, so that's very impressive in my opinion. And the other thing about him is he's not very athletic, but you would kind of expect that from European guys at this point, and I don't think we really need that in today's NBA all that much. So yeah, I really like that he can shoot, and he's a good big man. So he actually reminds me a lot of Miles in some ways, just from reading what scouts have been saying about him. So yeah, we ended up trading the 32nd pick from the Phoenix Suns that they gave us previously for the TJ Warren deal. So we actually got future second rounders from the Miami Heat. I'll have it up in the screen. The years I don't remember off the top of my head, so I'll just give it to you guys right here on the screen. And yeah, not much to say about that. That's just great value in my opinion to get 3 second rounders. You never really know if it's gonna end up from the 30s to the 50s, but I don't really think the Miami Heat are gonna be all that good in the mid 20s. So in my opinion, it's good value, and it's definitely gonna pay off for what I'm gonna talk about very soon. With the 50th pick, we also traded that for a future second rounder from Utah. So once again, that's just more value. And after the draft, I actually heard our GM talking about he only wanted to draft one player to pretty much just keep cap space, a lot of options around free agency open. So if that was his plan, he definitely executed it, and I am happy that he did. So much later after the draft, Free agency ended up beginning at 6 p.m. on June 30th, and we just started picking up calls right away because a lot of deals were made and we were involved a lot in a lot of them, whether we were winning or losing players, or not winning, but getting players or losing players. And the first thing that we ended up getting, or guy that we ended up getting, was Jeremy Lamb for, I believe it was like $31.5 million, something like that, for 3 years. That is a great deal in my opinion. It's about $10 million a year, maybe 11. So I mean, that's a great deal, like I said, because if you've been keeping up with him, he's another guy kind of like TJ Warren, who's kind of improved every single year, and he's definitely gonna start at the shooting guard position, and then he can come off the bench as our sixth man when Vic comes back. So I mean, that's just a great deal in my opinion, and it definitely fits our timeline as well. He's only 27, so yeah. The Pacers owner Herb Simon actually ended up contacting the Bucks owner, and this was very old-fashioned, but we actually ended up getting a sign and trade deal for Malcolm Brogdon. And I mean, I was kind of just amazed when I heard about this, because this really just doesn't happen anymore in today's NBA, but it ended up happening. We ended up getting him for $85 million for 4 years. That's about $21 million if you space it out per year. So I mean, that's a great deal, and it's for 4 years. It kind of lines up with Miles Turner's contract. So I mean, that's just a great deal in my opinion as well. And we ended up giving out this year's pick, so 2020. This pick, and it's lottery protected, so that's going to Milwaukee, and two future seconds. So I mean, I'm pretty sure at least one of those has to be from the many seconds that we ended up getting on the draft. So I mean, it paid off, like I said, and we got Malcolm Brogdon, a guy who literally achieved the 50-40-90 last season. That is insane, like insane efficiency, and he's gonna be our point guard next year. Definitely gonna build around him, Oladipo, Miles, our young core. So I mean, I'm just happy about that. He is definitely a very good player to get back, especially because we did end up losing Bojan, who was a very big piece of our team. So yeah, I'm just proud that we got him. We ended up giving a contract extension to Edmund Sumner as well. He's gonna make about, I think it was $9 or $11 million for 3 years. That's a great deal in my opinion. He hasn't really gotten to show much in the NBA, but with his time in the G League, he's definitely improved his game, and he's definitely going to be one of our best defenders on the entire team, and he's just going to be a bench guy. So I think he's going to have a pretty big role next year, at least until Vic comes back. And yeah. So this guy that we actually got right after Edmund, he's TJ McConnell. We didn't actually make this official just yet, so I mean, it could technically not happen, but it's definitely gonna happen. So TJ, he's pretty much gonna be the third card. We're gonna have Aaron Holiday, Edmund Sumner, and him coming off the bench at the guard spots, and he's sort of an insurance policy, I guess, if Edmund Sumner doesn't really turn out, or if Aaron Holiday has his struggles, we can kind of just put him in the game and let it ride out like that, because he's got a pretty good amount of experience. So yeah, I mean, he's probably going to be playing the Corey Joseph type of role. I'm not saying they're similar players, but he's going to have that role, in my opinion, on this team. So yeah, that's a very underrated signing, in my opinion. I forgot if I told you guys already, but it's $7 million for 2 years, so that's 3.5 per year. Pretty good deal, in my opinion, for him. Alright, so that covers all the free agency moves that we've done so far. So at the end of the video here, I pretty much just want to give a little bit of 2 cents of, maybe 1 or 2 more players that we can end up getting. And in my opinion, we definitely need either a third string center or a power forward, in my opinion. A lot of people still have hope in TJ Leaf, but at this point, I've pretty much given up. I don't think he's ever going to be, a real I guess, starter. He's definitely going to be, probably a rotational piece somewhere out there at some point. At least I hope he is, but I don't think he should be on our team. We're a pretty good team, and we should definitely have like a veteran coming off the bench there, in my opinion. Maybe like Tabo Cephalosha, I can't spell or pronounce his name. Somebody else, maybe Kenneth Fareed, I think would be very good. So somebody like that. By the time I upload this, they're still over here as free agents. So maybe there are some good options for us. It really comes down to, do they want to come here? And yeah, I hope we can get one of those. I also want to thank our veterans who did leave. They definitely gave us some very good years of basketball. You got Darren Collison, who retired. You got Bojan, who signed with the Jazz. You've got Thad, who was their leader for a long time, who signed with the Bulls. Wesley Matthews spent a little bit of time here. He did end up with the Bucks. And then Corey Joseph to the Kings. And Kyle O'Quinn, who also spent a little bit of time, went to the 76ers. So yeah, I just want to give thanks to those guys for giving us some good basketball for a couple of years. And yeah, thank you. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like if you did enjoy this video, and I'll see y'all boys out.